Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to talk about some recent tragedies that have occurred in this country and the lessons we can learn from them. I'm talking about like the church attack, the supermarket attack. Some people are saying the lessons we need to learn is we need to ban all guns, ban semi-automatic weapons, and blah, blah, blah. Since when has that ever worked or been the actual lesson? Taking away tools doesn't stop bad people. Bad people can do bad things in lots of ways. Cars, they can run over people. They can make pipe bombs. They can burn buildings down. They can make bombs and take down entire buildings. Remember how bad Oklahoma City was? I would rather not encourage bad guys to have to go to that level to make a point. I'd rather these things stay small and contained. The thing is, you're never going to be able to stop bad guys, period. But we can take some lessons. The lesson isn't that the tool is the problem. The lessons are that there's some things we should do in our own lives to protect ourselves and make ourselves safer. One thing we can take from this, the first thing, is that you should carry everywhere. Even in the gun community, some people get a lot of flack for carrying in certain places. Even gun owners, pro-gun people will say to you, I've had people say to me, you think you got to carry a gun to your gym? You need to find another gym if it's that dangerous. And some people will say, you got to carry a gun to the supermarket or the library or whatever. Well, you must be paranoid. You need to get it, get some help. As if you get to choose where bad guys do bad things. Just because you're prepared doesn't mean you think something's likely. And saying, well, when I go to the grocery store, I want to be prepared. There's nothing paranoid about that. Bad guys think about where they're going to do things. And you'd think they say, I'm going to go to the shooting range and do this, or I'm going to go to the bad part of town and try to attack some people. No, they find places that they think are soft targets, that they get to attack the people they want to attack at a time where they're less likely to be able to defend themselves, either because they're not allowed to carry there or it's someplace people wouldn't normally carry. They plan those things out. You don't get to decide that. So if you're going to be in those places, you might as well be armed and be able to defend yourself. There's nothing paranoid about it. This is a perfect example of that, and there's been dozens of examples of this. This is one of the number one lessons we should take from this. That's why I say at the end of all my videos, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. So that's lesson number one. Always carry and keep yourself safe, no matter where it is. Lesson number two is one I've preached for a long time, but I get a lot of pushback even from the gun community. And that is that caliber does matter. In this case, this guy was wearing likely soft body armor. He might have been wearing harder plates, but I'm betting it was soft body armor. And I'm betting he wasn't covered from head to toe and with only his eyes visible like one of the local representatives I saw on TV. It'd be kind of hard to move if you were covered from head to toe in armor. But from what I've read and what I saw of his own writings, the manifesto, which I don't know if I believe was actually written by him or not. Side note, it just seems a little convenient. And he says a lot of things I don't think someone in this position would actually say. Someone who was trying to make it look like something would say these things, but I don't know about him saying them. But even if it turns out to be totally true, according to his manifesto, he was wearing body armor. And what it looked like from what I was reading is it's most likely soft body armor. And he was shot at by a security guard. The security guard supposedly hit him 2 or 3 times. Didn't stop him because he's wearing armor. Well, if he's wearing soft body armor, I'm betting the good guy was shooting 9mm. I'd be willing to bet he's shooting 9mm. 9mm or 38. And supposedly they didn't penetrate the armor. Well, here's a little secret for some people out there. If someone's wearing soft body armor and you shoot at them from a reasonable distance, 20 to 50 yards, with 44 Magnum, solid copper ammo, it goes through body armor, soft body armor like butter. I've shown that before many times in my own videos. It'll go through these types of soft body armor plates like butter. It'd be like they're not even wearing anything. So if he'd have been shooting a 44 mag, preferably with solid copper bullets, he might have stopped the guy. Also, if he'd been wearing hard body armor even, and you shot him with a 44 Magnum from any type of close range, it's going to feel like he got kicked in the chest, at the very least. It'll hurt like hell. You might have deterred him. 9mm, he could power through. So sometimes, and I'm not saying everybody needs to carry armor-piercing rounds everywhere because it's very rare that you would ever need a 44 Magnum in public, but just in case you want to be prepared, don't make the argument that caliber doesn't matter, because there are sometimes caliber does matter. This is one of those situations. So if you want to be prepared for 99.6% of events, go ahead and carry 9mm. If you want to be prepared for that extra 0.1, maybe you might want to carry a higher caliber in a more potent bullet type. So caliber does matter. People who keep saying it doesn't, shut up. All right, now the third and final thing I'm going to cover today, and it isn't the final lesson you can learn, but it's the final one I'm going to cover today, and that is sometimes you need to be aware of your target, and if they look like they're wearing soft body armor and you're carrying something like 9mm or 38 Special, maybe you should shoot them in the dick or the inner thigh. If not with your first shot, at least with your second if your first one didn't stop them. So be aware that that's sometimes what you got to do. Aiming center of mass is not always the best thing, especially if you're relatively close and you got a good shot of hitting them in the dick or the inner thigh. That's a great target because it's very unlikely they're going to have any type of armor there. And not only do you have that immediate trauma of being shot in the dick or inner thigh, you also have the fact that that's a very veiny and artery-rich area, and they're going to bleed out pretty quick. You're probably going to deter them pretty quickly if you shoot them in the balls, inner thigh area. So aim for the crotch. That's another lesson. If they look like they're wearing body armor and you've got a good enough shot, aim for the crotch. If you're going to take a shot at them, hitting center of mass sometimes isn't the best thing to do if, like I said, if they look like they're protected, especially if the first shot does nothing. Second shot, if not the first, right for the crotch. Sometimes that's a really good idea. And I think a lot of people forget that. Maybe the security guard forgot that, or maybe he didn't fire as many rounds as they say and didn't even hit the guy, period, for all we know. But let's just say it's true and take from it that sometimes, like I said, you got to shoot a person in the dick. All right, with all that being said, I want to cover one more thing before I leave here. Yesterday, I did a video that pissed off some people. They got mad that I said, replacement theory is a right-wing cause. This guy was acting out on right-wing philosophy. And a lot of people got mad. They're like, oh, it's not right-wing. Replacement theory is not right-wing. Some people even went that far to say replacement theory is not a right-wing policy or a right-wing concept. It definitely is. Show me any leftists supporting replacement theory. Leftists are more anti-Semites. That's what their extreme usually goes to, like the AOCs and the Omars or whatever her name is. Replacement theory belongs firmly to the right wing of the party. If you can't accept that, then you shouldn't be believing replacement theory, or you shouldn't be right wing, because they go together. And if you can't defend them without trying to pretend this guy wasn't believing this process, this philosophy, or following this philosophy in any way, if you got to try to discredit and say, oh, he's from the other side, just trying to make us look bad. No. That he wasn't an eco-terrorist blowing up buildings with kids in it or anything like that. He was a person following a right-wing ideology, taking it to a tragic extreme. And that should be your defense. Not trying to portray that he's left-wing, just accept that, okay, every now and then we get nut jobs and they take things too far. If you believe in the actual philosophy behind replacement theory, that would be your best defense. Say, hey, we believe these things, but we don't in any way condone what this crazy person did. And this isn't what we teach. But to try to say, oh, the theory's not right-wing, well, who are you defending there? Because it's all right-wing people talking about it. Accept it. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. You can't deny who's spreading it. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. It's right-wing talking heads spreading replacement theory. That appears to be what he acted on. We might think differently in a few days, but right now, looks like that's what he acted on. So he was an extremist acting on a right-wing policy. You don't have to try to pretend he was on the other side. Just admit he was a crazy nut job. You don't have to own him, but own your own principles. I'm not saying anyone should believe replacement theory, or shouldn't believe even. I'm just saying, if those are your principles, own them. And if some crazy person takes them too far, then denounce him. That's all you got to do. You don't got to pretend to be something you're not. You don't got to try to alter reality to try to avoid scrutiny. And if you got pissed off enough that you wanted to unsub from me, that's fine. I don't ask anybody to sub to me. And a lot of people, I'm kind of happy when they go, to be honest, because I don't have to deal with them in my comment section. But here's a little thing for those of you that want to go. Most of you did it just the right way. You just said, unsubscribe. I won't be watching him anymore. A lot of you decided to type long paragraphs about why you're morally superior and now you just can't watch this channel anymore and blah, blah, blah. Are we supposed to care? You think that's your 15 minutes of fame or what? Because you're just cluttered up the comment section and you're boring people. If you want to leave, just leave. No one knew you were here. No one will know you left. It's like going to a bad party where you don't know anybody. You just leave. You don't got to make an announcement. I don't know anybody here and I don't want to talk to any of you. I'm leaving. Because then you're the dick. So don't be the dick. If you don't like my channel, just leave. That's all you got to do. And with that being said, I'm done for the day. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you come back again tomorrow. I do appreciate you being here. Until then, like I said, I want to remind everyone, one of the lessons we learned, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.